Good evening, and welcome back to this edition of the first night of the Europa Cup for Celtic FC. Yes, it is the first night of the Europa, and I think we're all looking. Some people are looking excited, and some people can't really be bothered with it. As Celtic open up a brand new store, and it doesn't have anything else in it bar Celtic stuff. So Adidas and Celtic went all in and created a big superstore in the centre of Glasgow. Anyway, that's enough of that nonsense. And something I want to talk about before. Today, was it today? No, it was the 9th of September. On the 8th of September, there was a brand new company set up. Private company limited by guarantee without share capital. The Celtic Supporters Limited. There's three people in charge of the Celtic Supporters Limited: David Lowe, Peter McGowan, and Duncan Smiley. It is like a bad joke. An Englishman, a Scotsman, and an Irishman walks into a company's house and set up a fans Celtic Supporters Limited. Obviously, the Celtic Supporters Limited will have something to do with the anti-board stuff that's going on. I'm not really sure. Let's just cancel that. I'm not really sure what to make of that, to be honest. I know that they're trying to get together a block of tickets, a block of people that own shares to have a block vote at the club. I think it's a very... Anyway, let's forget about it tonight. Am I ready to make crypto coin? Jesus, are we open up to anybody tonight, or is there some kind of firewall up? So we can, surely there people aren't subscribed to the channel that are trying to sell me crypto coin live on air. Let me just double check this. Yeah, he's a subscriber. Oh, well, there you go. No, I don't want to. I own enough crypto coin without getting spammed online. And anyway, we are just waiting for the Celtic media people to put the team out in roughly around about 10 minutes time. Celtic fans have been enjoying themselves over the last 24 hours. Some of them have been delayed getting to the Celtic, getting to the city. Some of them were delayed in Manchester, some of them were delayed in Edinburgh, and then delayed in Germany. But they still managed to get there. Some of them only got there at 6 o'clock this evening, so it was going to be a mad rush for them to get to their hotel, dump their bags, and head straight to the stadium. You've got to say fair play to the fans that do that. But Celtic have released, they are playing in the Black Strip tonight. Tenecti, Dyson, McCowan, Forrest. It's just showing you the squad numbers. I'll get this up on the screen so we could see it. I'll get this up. Stephen Johnson, I hope you're okay, my friend. Let's change that. Place, that's it. Where is it? So that's Celtic, just released that on the lands of Twitter. Hey, go and piss off for your How to get someone banned from Stephen says, hi Baz, sorry not being on early. Went to Croatia on holiday, ended up in hospital, came back early. Wow, tore my tendon and bath like wolf. Man, that was a sore one. Brian's going for 3-1 tonight. Get your scoreline predictions in. Rio Tati scored 24 goals and 4 Celtic since joining in January 2022. Still get promoted in midfield. But then how many has David Lowe, based in America, the Bunnett's right hand man? Yeah, but that was a long time ago. Things have changed since then. Things have changed. Well, according to Company's House, he's not based in America. He is he's based in Glasgow. He's in Scotland. He's not American. He's not in America. He stays in Glasgow. So anyway, that's a conversation for another day, because I don't want any negativity about tonight. I want to try and be as positive. And when I've seen that coming out, that they have registered the Celtic Supporters Limited as a company, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of majority fan ownership in clubs. Do you know, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think that it can take you in the right direction. And I don't think that it can take you to the dizzy heights of Europe, do you know, to the later stages. It's maybe just me, but I'm not really for it, I'll be honest. Just my opinion. I mean, there may be folk that are for it. But anyway, are you confident about tonight? Let's forget all the nonsense about Celtic Supporters Limited and the fan outrage. The 3 guys that set up a company to buy shares. Why? Because they pay money. They're businessmen. So no thanks, fuck off, says Big Rab. Fan ownership would be a disaster. Yeah, Mo, that's my it would be a disaster. So wait, now not a PLC. I'm good, Stephen. Good, because I've been worried about you the past couple of days. There's already negativity. One of our fans in hospital after attack. Square Sausage Mick, there's stuff like that goes on every away game in Europe. So to talk about negativity for that, I mean, I can go back to when we were back to the Ronnie days. There was fans getting picked off, walking about with Celtic strips. It's happened for years, you know. So I mean, I hope the guy's all right, but you know, I'm not surprised that it does happen, because it does happen. And let's face it, the Green Brigade and the boys do it when other come to, I'm not even going to talk about that. They could just forget about it. Solid lineup, I'm going to say. Get the draw tonight, get into this mob. The mugs, yeah, this is true. I think that a good result would be a draw, and even a fantastic result would be a win. Can we do it? It's a hell of a little, well, it's not really a little, but it's a hell of a stadium. And they are known for violence over in that end of the world. They're no shrinking violets. Do you know what I mean? It's the downside of, you could say, it's the downside of increasing the whole UEFA thing to these ex-Soviet bloc countries, because let's face it, that's where the fighting ultra scene comes from. Do you know what I mean? And it's a societal thing over there. Do you know what I mean? So let's just get into this fucking mob on the pitch. And I don't think that the noise of the stadium will have too much effect on the fans, due to the fact that Celtic, as a fan base, play. Why is there so much? Why are Celtic bloggers still pumping out shite about the transfer window? We're on the 24th of September. But you've got every single day, you've got someone putting out blogs about fucking, the transfer window's done and dusted, lads. Do you know, give it a break. Yugoslavia wasn't the Soviet Union, yeah, but Yugoslavia was a fucking shit show. Yugoslavia was, do you know what I mean? Baz, move on, pal. Let's be positives. Yeah. Well, either way, but the whole Soviet bloc that are now pretending to be part of Europe, it's they'll be knackered walking up that tunnel. I don't think the tunnel is the big issue. I think it's getting off to a good start. And it's right, Baz and Soups are going to go for 3-2. Fancy Tenecte double and Dyson Maeda to score. Interest mob. The team news will be up in 5 minutes. And when I talk about countries for that end of the world, I'm talking about from experience, because there's an awful lot of people from that end of the world causing a lot of trouble in Spain right now. That's all I'm saying on the matter. Clean sheet tonight for the defence. 2 goals so far this season, says Big Rab. Yep. I think the Soviet bloc has been in the EU for 30 years now. Yeah, and more. And that's what's been a lot of the problem in the EU. Do you know? Also started in Sampdoria, I know that, but the fighting part of it in Europe came from is a more... Anyway, let's move on from it. My favourite win tonight, 3-0, says Danny Cassie. 1-0 do him. Give me your score lines. Red Star, Dynamo Zagreb, March Spart, the Balkans War. Yeah, let's not talk about that. I mean, that was a fucking joy, wasn't it? Mass graves everywhere. And no more, I'll not be voting for reform, because I'll never be voting in the UK again, thankfully. Never, ever. And there's a lot of people in Spain hoping that Spain doesn't go the same way as the UK, because it's a very fucked up country. You going for a beer tonight? Nope, I'm having one in the house, and I'm going to have a watch along. I'm going to watch it in the house tonight. Brexit. Why do you think I moved, Mo? We moved because we knew the implications of Brexit. That's a chat for another channel. Some of us did our research and knew the implications of Brexit, and that's when we fled the country. That and COVID. Anyway, James reckons it's going to be 3-1 tonight. 2 minutes until the team comes out. 2 minutes until the team comes out. 2 minutes. Paul Baird says he would take 1-0 tonight. All that. Yeah, I would take 1-0. Scrappy 1-0 win would do me fine. I love your watch longs. Make sure you tune in for that. It is all up and setting. It starts 10 minutes before the game. Yeah, it is Square Sausage Mick. I can remember the 80s and the casual days. Do you know, seen people getting kneecapped with baseball bats and shit. Don't know if it's not nice. It's not nice. James Beattie's in the house. James Beattie's in the house. This ain't the BNN, the Bears News Network. James Beattie coming in from the US of A. Where are you watching it tonight, mate? Are you watching it in New York State? Are you upstate? Or are you going into New York City to watch it? Going into New York City. Mo says he'll go for a bite your hand off. Bite your hand off for a 1-0. Lanky says the lineup is out. It's confirmed. He's got a heads up to the lineup, even though that it's not official as yet. I'll wait till it's official rather than going on hearsay. I'll wait till Celtic do put it out in about a minute's time. So if Lanky is right, he'll be over the moon with that. But are you confident for tonight? Is the vote? We've had 251 votes already, which is fantastic. 61% say yes, 39% say no. No, he's at home in Jersey City while working, taking calls right now, walking and enjoying a cigar. Oh, you gotta love him. You gotta love him, right? The Celtic team should be out. And I see you're getting me all on different screens now, James Beattie. And the team is out. Schmeichel, Donovan, Carter Vickers, Scales, Tierney, McGregor, Hatate, Benji, Yang, Tenecti, and Dyson Maeda. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. Fair play to Brendan, because he's done something that a lot of us didn't think he would do. He's playing the young guy up at the back. That's absolutely brilliant for young Donovan. Absolutely fantastic. He makes the team. So there's the team. Yang starts. Yang starts. Schmeichel, Donovan, Carter Vickers, Scales, Tierney, McGregor, Hatate, Benji, Yang, Tenecti, and Dyson Maeda. On the bench is Sinisalo, Ross Doohan, Belusha, McGowan, and Echo is on the bench. Johnny Kenny is on the bench. Arnie Engels is on the bench. Paulo Bernardo's on the bench. Marcelo's on the bench. Dane Murray's on the bench. James Forrest and Tony Ralston. The brick is in the house. Absolutely fantastic. Right, let me get back to James Beattie's comment before. I bet you I don't find it now. Where is it? I need to find this. I need to go way back. He was on the live this morning, Kaiser. Martin's watching from North Florida. I love all the Americans coming on to the chat. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't find James Beattie's comment now. When he was talking, I was wanting to get up on the screen. The fact that he's working and he's out in New Jersey smoking his cigar on the phone watching. It's brilliant. I hate casuals anyway. Who cares about casuals? CCV better switched on for the whole game tonight. This is an amazing day. This is one of the first games in years that Cameron Carter Vickers has started a European match for Celtic. Big round of applause for Cammy. Big round of applause for Cammy. He's not put the 6-0. Cammy's in the house. Hey, Cameron Carter Vickers does start tonight. And it was Square Sausage Mick is not feeling confident about Yang started out. I found out it was Tenecti, Maeda from free. Let me just go. Folk talking about wanting to get rid of the board. I think Forrest should feature tonight. I think there'll be quite a few changes in the team tonight. I mean, Donovan and Yang together. I think that Donovan will put in more crosses than Yang, to be fair. I think if Donovan can overlap, and let me change that, because Colby Donovan. Colby Donovan does start for Celtic tonight, and it's absolutely fantastic. Thank fuck Star didn't sign Tony Watt in this window. I wouldn't fancy CCV at this level. Yeah, CCV better. Yang's better off the bench when we're 3-0 up. Is Benji and Rogers' first name team sheet now? I don't. Well, the thing is when you look at Benji will come back and play beside Callum in the number 8 position, so it gives us that little bit more leeway in defence. You know, we could see them sitting back a bit more tonight, and then Benji getting the freedom of running up the park. So I think it will be a very defensive. I think Brendan Rodgers will go quite defensive for this tonight, and to try and sort of contain them and hit them on the break. Play the Celtic way. Do you know what I mean? Look at that pass from Rio Hatate. I mean, people against Hatate, all sorts of dogs abuse. But look at the pass from Hatate out to Tenekte. Tenekte then gets the ball, and then CCV has more grump than gout. Jesus. Baz Donovan's great. Big balls now for Rodgers. Yep, I think it's fantastic that it's some story. It's about as good as the Liam Scales story a few years ago, when Liam Scales. I mean, we all know that Scales was on his way out. He was on his way back to Aberdeen. He thought he was going back to Aberdeen, and he was due to the fact that Cameron Carter-Vickers was injured, due to the fact that Rocky was injured. Scales was then put in a position, and he played alongside Lagerbielke, a player that's since left the club. And Scales was actually, he upped his game. And to see this young guy coming in with no fear, it's the best thing ever. And the fact that he's come through the academy, he's one of us. I mean, we should be bumming this guy up to the hill. And if he does make a mistake, give him a break, because, you know, he's going to be up against it tonight. But Brendan Rodgers obviously has the trust of the player, that he'll have the mentality. He's not going to put a foot wrong, you know. And sometimes, every now and again, and the fact that he's taken a lot of advice from Kieran Tierney, because he's playing the other side of the pitch from Tierney. Tierney came through the system the exact same way, and he talks to Tierney every day. He's taking advice to Tierney, and you know what? I just think that fantastic things could happen. Fantastic things could happen. But then again, you know, Celtic, we're away from home. We could end up getting beat 4-0 tonight. Don't say it. JGB's going for. Wait a minute, I forgot that super chat. There's a couple of super chats came in. Mitch says, if Yang scores Bass tonight, I'll donate 20. If Yang scores tonight, I think we'd all be better donating some money to something. Odd Viking God, enjoy your channel. Good luck for tonight. Hail, 1-1 would be acceptable. Cheers for now. Odin Viking God. Where is Odin? He's still in America. He is still in America, and he comes back in just a few months' time. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see where Odin fits back in to this team. It will be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know how well he's doing in America. I don't follow American football, so maybe you guys that are in America, that maybe watch some soccer. I can't call it soccer. It's football. It's football. It's football. Football. Not football. Football. Fucking oval shaped thing. But anyway, maybe you guys that are in the chat that are over in America, maybe you can tell us how Odin's doing and where will he fit in? Because we seem to be. Baz, if this the score, Baz essentially should have entered in your head 2-1. 2-1. Ohms only played 3 games the full season. Jesus, that's just cheered us right up, isn't it? He's busted flush. He's another one that we sold, innit? He was sent back on loan to the B team. Well, he wasn't. He's still over in America. 3 games, 0 goals. Red Star have only lost 5 games in the league in 5 seasons. Dry your eyes, mate. I fucking hope the Celtic can win tonight. Oh, there'll be a fucking outrage. Anyway, Baz, don't come away with this less than a draw tonight. The boards will leave the country. I'm not too sure they'll do that. First time seeing that away kit tonight. Yeah, they're playing in the away kit tonight, even though the Celtic have got them in the green and white. They are playing in soccer is an English term. Soccer's an English term. What do you call it then? James? What do you call football? Trump is on his way to bankrupt. Oh, who cares about Trump? What do you call football then? Because football's your oval-shaped thing that you wear shoulder pads with. Oh my God, this isn't a league game for red. I can't get all Americans. And then they take it off and they're built like that. Oh my! I'm not into rugby either, by the way. But I find it funny when you see the American football players and they're like, walking about like this, yeah. And then they take it off and it's like, hey, hi, how are you? Oh, cracks me up. I paid more attention to Scottish League Cup prelims than I have the MLS. Votball. Pussy rugby, they call it. They call it Yang Ball. CCV. Let's get back to the football. Anyway, Celtic have only lost one title in the last 13. Yeah, if you want to talk about not losing things, it's we've only lost one title in the last 13. Yeah, always known Yanks to refer to football as soccer. Anyway, there's too many Americans on here tonight. There's not enough Americans on. We need more Americans on. So get all your American, get the whole North affiliated Celtic Supporters Association of North America. Get them all on the channel. This American talk reminds me to take the trash out. Oh, Rangers are out. Currently sitting on my knee watching Baz Big Des, says JMR, talking about the wee one, 6 months old. Soccer comes from the association football. It's called soccer to distinguish it from rugby. It's an English term, but only the Yanks keep up the tradition. There you go. God, I need to open my window. It's fucking boiling. Put the fan on. Oh, it's hot. Anyway. Right, now that we've seen the team, I hope Americans in the chat hate the 49ers. Let's go for a score prediction now that we've seen the team. Tenekte, Maeda through the middle. I'm going to go, and I'm going to put Red Star 1. And then I'm going to go Celtic. Can we do it? I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Starts off weather Baz. Yeah, it's cold at night. It's cold at night, but it's warm during the day. I'm going to go Red Star 1, Celtic 1. 2 each goes Jamesy Boy. Good 2, thanks. Jamesy Boy he's going for 2 each. I think it might be a lot of Gemma is going for 2-1 Celtic. That's an interesting one. I think it might change my mind 10 minutes into the game. So make sure you watch the watch along. Oh, I better make sure that I get the 10-0 the boys. Stuart's had one too many already. 3-1 at Celtic. Joseph's going for 3-1 Celtic. Oh, what channel is the game on? It is, James, it is on TNT. No, is it TNT or Premier Sports? I can't remember. 2-0. 2-0 Red Star Belgrade. Oh, square sausage. I was going to go for that, but I hate betting against Celtic. I hate thinking that we're going to lose. I'm always going to try and go for a positive, even if it's just a tiny little positive. Positive. Thank you for the super chat, Felno. Super chat, absolutely fantastic. Mary Queen of Scots had a football found in Stirling Castle. TNT Sports is on. James says Michelle, she corrected us. Tam is sticking to 3-2 Celtic with the team lined ups. 2-2 Typhoon McFlustery. 3-1 says Hugh. Gary's going for 2-1 Celtic. Baz, think of the left wing. Yeah, the left wing's where we're going to win it, isn't it? I mean, the left wing's... Tenecte's a player and a half. If he turns it on tonight, and he turns into the superstar that was once called Jota, and even though Jota's in rehab, and it's interesting that Celtic and Brendan Rodgers are not pushing Jota. I've been hearing that they're going to allow Jota as much time as he needs to fully recover. They don't want him coming back early, which is an interesting one. Warren's Team Talk is going for 1-1. Michelle's drinking vodka. I'm sure we all needed to know that. Where's all the confidence coming from? Yeah, it's Christos. I mean, where is it coming from? We're away in Europe. We tend not to... This is a big... For me, this is a bigger season than last season for Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers had to prove that he could get us close as possible to qualifying for the next round. I said at the beginning of the campaign last year that we needed to get a minimum of 12 points to be within touching distance. We were unlucky not to get more. I thought we could have got more. And Brendan Rodgers got pass marks, although the way that we ended the season and I'm not winning the treble was a big... Do you know, it was a big... Nah, you just didn't achieve it, Brendan. But then again, when you look what's been going on in the background, we sold Kyogo. We didn't get a replacement in for Kyogo. People were saying, it's okay, we've got Dyson. That's still, you're taking an imbalance out of the team. I think that this season is a bigger season for Brendan Rodgers and Celtic because it's a competition where it's a bit more of a level playing field in terms of finances, in terms of squad ability, expectation. Do you know that there's teams that just never ever get anywhere near the Champions League that are Europa level teams all the time? It's a massive season for us, and if we do not do really well this season in the Europa, I think that it would be maybe time to start thinking, right, yeah, Brendan, you've had 2 goes at it. You've not been able to just get us to where we want to in a European context. You will argue that, I mean, I'm hoping that this year is the year that we manage to get a lot further than we've ever been for a long time. But if he doesn't, I think that would come the end of the European campaign, there will be a big sway of the support that will then turn around and go, nah, it's time for a change of manager. We need to bring in someone that can do what Brendan did the first time. Take the club by the balls and build everything from the ground up. No, there's needing a lot done. I mean, a lot of the foundations are already there, but we need to have someone that can convince players to stay at the club, the younger players. We need to have a hierarchy that sees and has the mindset of, look, if that guy's wanting $5,000 a week and he's getting $10,000 a week down south, offer him $8,000 in first team football. Do you know, there has to be things to change, not just the hierarchy of the football club. But let's just hope that we'll have a fantastic campaign and that it goes the way that we want. Square Sausage Mix, and on that belief, says, okay, he's going for 14-0 is Celtic. Tomorrow night, who cares about tomorrow night? 1-0 Celtic. Coming up, a boring 0-0 draw. It's never going to be a boring 0-0 draw. Ask the missus for... I'm not saying that one. Paul's going for 3-1 tonight. 1-0 tonight. Murphy's going for 1-1 tonight. Hatate is shocking, says John. I'm making a profile of 69ers. My two boys are at the game tonight, Baz, so come on the hoops. Hope they're safe out there. They will be. They'll have a fantastic time. There's nothing better than going to European away games. There is nothing better. I mean, the last one I was at was Madrid. There's just nothing better. There is nothing better. Just a bit of buzz, the travelling and everything, and it's just brilliant. It's going to be a tough 2-1. He reckons. John reckons it'll be an away loss. Helen is in the house. She's going for a 1-1. I fear this may have a rough watch. Red Star 2, Celtic 0. Hopefully not the same as Partick now. Thanks for that. Great channel. I'm not drinking vodka. See, now the drink's kicked in and she's getting abusive. I'm on the bucky. Oh, Jesus. Some fans think that we can win the tournament. Nothing is impossible. If Ange Postecoglou could finish 17th in the English Premiership and go all defensive, I'm not saying that we'll win it. I don't think that we can. But if Brendan Rodgers wants to get anywhere near the level of the way that people look back on Martin O'Neill and how the Celtic fans still adore Martin O'Neill, even though coming to the end of Martin O'Neill's term, fans are like, his football shite. Fucking fed up with Martin O'Neill's football. But he took us to Seville. Brendan Rodgers, whilst winning trebles and whilst winning the league in Scotland, is fine. A Celtic manager will always be remembered, good or bad, by how they did in a European context. And it's happened over the years. It's happened over the years. And sadly, a lot of good managers haven't been able to take us to do well in Europe. And maybe winning the Champions League or the old format that was in, I mean, maybe it was the worst thing that could ever happen to Celtic, because we've never. But then again, it's a different level of fish, the Champions League. This is maybe for years, people have been saying the Europa is our level. When we've been going into the Champions League and we get defeated, and it's like, Europe's our level. Europa's our level. A lot of fans have been saying that for a lot of years. And I think that now, if this is our level, Brendan Rodgers is the man to prove that it's our level, that we're good at this level. Because if he doesn't, and God forsake that we don't finish in the top 24, I don't think that will happen. But if it did happen, and we didn't finish in the top 24, I think Brendan Rodgers would be chased out by the end of February. Being honest, I think that fans would just go, just getting another manager just now, because that was fucking embarrassing. But I think that Celtic can go further than a lot of us think. They lost to Paphos at home, and again, we never beat Almaty. They've even spoke about the Almaty game, and they said it was a one-off. It was a one-off, and I think so as well. You're the one that's talking about yourself drinking. Listen, I've got I've got a beer. I can't talk. Find out tonight. Peter King says we'll find out tonight if we're good enough for the Champions League. The levels of the Champions League to the Europa are miles apart, let's be honest. Or are they? Because Almaty is in the Champions League. But I think that Celtic should be looking to lay down a marker for definite. And Brendan Rodgers, for definite. If he wants a legacy, because right now, I mean, Brendan's got his legacy of the amount of titles he's won and doubles and trebles and stuff. But it's not a real legacy, is it? I mean, Martin O'Neill won trebles. Nobody talks about Martin O'Neill's treble. Everybody talks about Martin O'Neill 2003 going to Europa Cup final. That's legacy. People talk about winning the big cup. That's legacy. And every manager since has been trying to get some level of respectability back for Celtic. And maybe that's the word that we should be using for. Brendan Rodgers this season has to bring back the respectability that Celtic are a big team. If the board don't think that we're a big team and they don't want to spend big money, boom, 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 ain't getting my cash, bitch. And if they're not want to talk about it, Brendan Rodgers needs to bring back respectability to the fans. The fans. Neil Lennon was the most successful European manager we've had since 2005. But nobody remembers him for that. Everybody remembers Neil for losing the 10. It's all about perspective. And that's a sad fact. Nobody really remembers Neil Lennon for being the manager that beat Barcelona. Everybody remembers Tony Watt. Just saying. Do you know, it's crazy how you think about things. When you think about, what's the first thing that you think about when you think about the night that we beat Barcelona? It's Tony Watt. You don't think about the manager. You don't think about the manager at all. You think about fucking Tony Watt getting the ball for the halfway line and fucking running up and being in the stadium and going, oh, go on, shoot, fucking absolute mayhem, and it's just fucking stadium went nuts. Nobody thinks back and goes, oh, fucking, that was brilliant, absolute brilliant for Neil Lennon that night. You don't. They go, it's like Foster. Lenny was a great manager. Yeah, he was a great manager, but as you're drunk by arse, we've done nothing in Europe in 20 years. Yeah, we've done nothing in 20 years, but we're talking about managers that, I mean, Neil Lennon, you could say, he's took us further in the Champions League than any other manager. But anyway, the team lost the 10, didn't they? They didn't have any confidence, didn't have any heart. Yeah, Gordon Strachan had a brilliant European record. Yeah, but there's nothing to write home about. I mean, it's not legendary stuff. I think that if you want, this season, if Brendan Rodgers wants to be remembered as a Celtic great, he has to take the team to new heights in Europe this year. Because if he doesn't, I just think that he'll be remembered as Brendan Rodgers' legacy. He'll be remembered as the manager that walked away and came back with his tail between his legs. Dunno. Lywell getting a bung for taking Poozy on loan. Who knows? TNT commentators roughly enjoys through on Celtic's woes. Fuck TNT. Brendan Rodgers will get my respects when he finally realises his lined up needs changing. Woofed. Yep. It's a winnable competition, whether some folk like it or not, says Glasgow's Green and White. And Celtic should be going into every single competition thinking that they can win it. Now, there's a poll that's had over 455 people. Let's see if we can get it up to the 500 votes. There's 457 on. There's been over 2,000 people on the live. Let's see if we can push this one up to 500 votes. It begins tomorrow. That's cool. Are you confident about tonight? 58% say yes. 42% say no, they're not confident about tonight. So it's all about, we're at 460 now, so we need 40 votes. Come on, get those votes in. If you haven't vote. Petrov and Malby in the studio. Don't know who the commentators are yet. The commentator, I think, tonight is Joe Hart. Joe Hart is one of the commentators. Yeah, I think Joe Hart's commentator. 463. We're not going to get to 500, are we? It was going up like in ones. I think we've had the big vote. Don't think it's going to change too much. You shouted bastards. Joseph remembers Leeds United at Hampden with 146,000. Never to be forgotten. Joseph also remembers the Boer War. Joking. The younger audience are going, what the fuck's the Boer War? The fucking Boer War. What the fuck's that? This cunt's taking the piss. Ah, Jesus, that must have been something else. 146,000 in Hampden. God, you must have some memories. I used to love when we used to go to the games and you used to talk to all the old boys and I would always ask them about the old times, you know. And I'm not talking about the 70s now. I'm talking about like the 60s and stuff and games, big games that they had back then. I mean, Celtic today. Monty says the poll should have had a section. Who gives a fuck? 473 votes, still at 58% for yes and 42 for no. Oh, Jesus. Right, we're just going to finish this. Oh, we've got plenty of time yet. Plenty of time. Right, let's see how the media are reacting to Brendan Rodgers. Big talking points. Maeda confirmed return to the starting lineup. Yang and Maeda start in Belgrade. Rodgers makes 2 changes. Yang keeps his place. Brendan Rodgers makes huge Kelechi call in team to face Red Star. Yeah, Kelechi's on the bench, which I think when you look at the bench, I mean, let's talk about the bench. From attacking perspective, right? You've got Kelechi, you've got Johnny Kenny. That's your 2 strikers. So you've got one of those 2 will come on. It'll be Kelechi. He'll come on. He's the big time player. Johnny Kenny's there to make up the numbers. Arne Engels, Paulo Bernardo, Luke McCowan. Could be a game for Luke McCowan to come on and score an absolute screamer in Europe. Do you know, he's got it in him. So there's goals within the bench. James Forrest. I mean, there's goals there. Defenders wise, you've got Murray, you've got Ralston. It's an interesting one. It's quite an attacking bench. So Brendan Rodgers isn't coming here to sit back and be defensive. You know, he's not coming here to sit back and go 5 at the back and 6 at the back. He's coming here to go, do you know what? When we get the ball, we're going to have a right good go. And, do you know, blind confidence is always, I'm just reading some of the comments. I have to give a wee Mark a shout. Wave to the cat. Hi, Mark. He's gone. Who's that creep fucking waving at me? Hi, Mark. 6 months old. Anyway, right, we move on from that. It's about 5 games. Yeah, I think that, you know, there's some of us of an age that no matter what, I mean, there's a lot of people that have grown up over the last 20 years that have only kind of known Celtic success on the domestic side. But there are a lot of us who can remember absolute nightmares of Celtic in a European context over the 80s. And even though we went through that period, you always thought there was always something at the back of you thinking, Celtic can do this. We can do it. We always had a confidence going into European games. Whether or not it came to fruition, do you know, but the fans always had that confidence that we can do it. We can upset the odds. We've done it before. Do you know? And we were successful for a long period, sort of consistently in Europe, as you could call successful. But the three of Teresa's come straight out of it. Three midfielders are boring as fuck, scared to make a mistake. Fucking ball bags, fucking Rodgers, man. Baz, I would play Johnny Kenny as well. Johnny Kenny. There's goals on that bench. Yeah, there definitely is goals on the bench. Definitely. Tommy Burns. Kevin Barry. That's who I was named after. Casper's too defensive. Don't get me square sausage, Mac. He pressed the button. Don't fucking talk about Casper. Treat him as a ghost. Oh no. Please, big man, just make sure Casper has a good game. Where's the Pope? Where's the Pope tonight? Why is the Pope not online? We need him to give a blessing to Casper, so he has safe hands. And he's not here. 50th this year, Baz. You would have been a supporter since the 70s then, mate. My brother's 50th last week. And he goes back to work tomorrow. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. Right, let me see how that poll's doing. I need 5 votes. 5 votes to get to the 500 vote mark. It's still at 58% saying yes, 42% no. But come on, give me 5 votes in the comments. Go into the comments. I need 3 votes now. 3 votes. Let's get 3 votes in. And then we can close the poll. A bit like the transfer window. Boom. 2 votes to go. And we are done and dusted on the poll this evening. Are you confident about tonight? 58% of people. God, it's only 490 votes and there's been over 2,300 people on the live. It's just not on. It's just no cricket. I jumped to 501. I missed it by 1. Let's see if one gets ruled off. Red card. 58% think yes, Celtic could win tonight. They're feeling confident about it tonight. 42% say no, they are not confident about tonight. Let me just get this other screen set up for the live. Just make sure that everything's up and running. Get the scoreboard up because the scoreboard is wrong. Remind me later. Scores. I'll do that once. I just need the screen. My overlays. Quit. Right, we got that ready. Michelle says blessings to Casper. Michelle's came in instead of the blessings to Casper. May you be guarded with your safe and steady hands, sharp eyes and strong heart. May every save be sure, every moment be fearless. May tonight's game bring glory to you in the hoops. Hail, hail. Good one, Michelle. It's about as good as your song. Anyway, I've got TNT, so I'll be listening. Not got TNT, so I'll be listening to the old school radio. We'll make sure, Monty, you jump onto the live as well. Baz, did you enjoy seeing your kid brother? Yeah, it was good, mate. Yeah, it was good. Good times. It was good having him and one of our best mates over at the same time. It's fantastic, actually. Fantastic. Cracking Villa too. Right, I'm off to put 50 pence in the fire stick. Right, I'm going to go and get ready as well. We will be jumping back around about 10:45 with the watch along. 30% of them are probably on it. Right. Let's hope that Celtic can do it tonight. Let's hope that Celtic have a good game. Let's hope that Celtic do not get embarrassed. Let's hope that Brendan Rodgers has one of his absolute masterstrokes, tactical masterstrokes at European level, and shows the elite manager that he is supposed to be. Have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.